I don't have to go to the...
Hello, welcome to the webinar. I'm Roland and I will be the host for today's webinar, and I'm really glad to introduce you to today's special guest we have here, Janet Attwood. She is the co-author of the New York Times bestseller, The Passion Test, and Janet has taken also through hundreds of thousands of people to the Passion Test process and all over the world. And she has shared stages with Sir Richard Branson, Stephen Covey, Jack Canfield, Dalai Lama, T. Harv Eker, to name a few. And something what's not mentioned that often is that she has a successful professional background as the previous director of marketing division at the Books Are Fun, which sold to Reader's Digital during her time for $300 million. And as a top marketing expert, she was later invited by Robert G. Allen and Mark Victor Hansen to partner with them in their Enlightened Millionaire program. And Janet's company, Enlightened Alliances, was responsible for arranging 70% of the interviews for the movie The Secret. Yes, The Secret movie that you probably have heard of or seen. So, and we have had several discussions with Janet, and what I can tell for myself is that I really enjoy speaking with her because it's just so encouraging. She's asking such incredible questions that make me think a lot more about what are true passions for myself and how to really pursue them and how to show them to the world. So I'm really glad for you to have the chance today to get to see and be inspired her brightness. And so what are the three main things that you're going to get out of this webinar today? First of all, the secret formula to living a passionate life. And secondly, what are the biggest obstacles while pursuing your true passions? And thirdly, how to know which of the many interests you have is actually the true passion of yourself. Hello, Janet.
Hi, Roland.
Hello. It's so glad that we have you here. And I know you're having an absolutely busy schedule. And so I'm really appreciative that you are here with us today. So, Janet, I actually would like to start that off with asking, what is your passion?
My passion is inspiring transformation through love. And it's been that for many years. That's why I travel all over the world. As a matter of fact, I have two homes, one in the mountains in Italy, Lago Maggiore, Italy, and one in Copenhagen that I don't see that often because I just got through counting. I've been to 22 countries this year so far. And the reason why, and just to go a little bit longer on that question, is that you know, when I can see in the eyes of someone that they now realize, oh my God, I can share my gifts to the world too. There's nothing better. I'm not kidding you. There is nothing better. And it just keeps me going. And I love it. I love doing this.
How did you find out your passion? What's this? We can look a little bit shortly, like your story of the
short version, right?
Yeah, I want a short one here.
So, well, I was actually in a job that I was failing miserably. I was awful. I was working in a company that recruited disk drive engineers. My friends owned the company. They were making millions of dollars, and I was making nothing. And everybody thought that I was going to be their star because I'm really good with people. I have an instant connection with people. So they thought she's going to use that charm to connect with these engineers. But what I didn't think about was, would I love being a disk drive recruiter? That's what I was. And it was like such a big no. And I was just awful. And every day I'd go to work and I'm like, oh my God. And everybody knew after about a week, we all messed up, wrong. And I kept asking for a sign, I know I'm here for some greatness. My mom always said, Jenny, you're here for some greatness. And I was driving back to this meditation center that I always went to after work. And when I walked in, I sat down to meditate, but I noticed there was a poster on the wall that said yes to success seminars. And I just looked at this, I don't know why, I looked at this poster and I went, I'm supposed to do that. And it was that weekend. So it started on a Friday. So I called into work, can't come in, so sick. I lied. I know none of you have ever lied. And then I sang all the way to the seminar. And one of the things that the seminar leader was talking about was that there was a survey that had been given to the top 100 most successful people in the United States, which found that all of them were living what they considered to be their top 5 passions. And when I heard about that, she went on to talk about dress for success or something else. All I did was I sat there, that feeling when you get gripped. Okay, that's it. If I could figure out my top 5 passions, I'd be just like those other, 100 most successful people. And that, in that moment, in that seminar, was the birth of what is now known as the #1 tool around the world to help people get clear on what they choose to create, the passion test. And that's how it all began.
What an incredible journey you have. So let's get to really practical, because that's what I really want for our audience to have, the practical things. So what you can tell, what is the process, or what is the formula of living a passionate life?
Yeah, thank you. The formula is simply intention, attention, no tension. Intention is all about clarity. Intention, you know what setting an intention is like. Do you ever set your intentions, Roland, in your day? You sit there in the morning before you wake up and go, okay, I'm setting my intention that my day is going to be fun. I'm going to connect with all kinds of amazing people. It's just going to be an outstandingly magical day. You ever do that?
I do.
Well, I do it every day. And so, but you got to know what you want, right? So the first step of the formula is about clarity. And what we say in the Passion Test book is, when you are clear, what you choose to have show up in your life will. When you are clear. And, most people, they don't ever stop to step out of their busy life and think about, what do I care about? What do I really care about? What's really important to me? We're so fearful about not getting what we need to get in order to get ahead that we never take the me time to really drop in. And that's where the power is. 80% of our world exists within ourselves. And yet we forget that. And so the passion test, the first step, is to get clear on what it is you choose to create. And that's the first step to the formula. When you are clear, what you choose to have show up in your life will. And only to the extent that you're clear. And as Harv Eker would say, clarity is power. So that's the first step. The second step is attention. We all are powerful. I travel all over the world. I have not yet met someone who's not powerful. But here's the difference between someone who's, knowing that they're powerful and someone who doesn't, is that they know where they're going. They know what their life is about. They know what they're passionate about. And that's what they keep their attention on. But what do most people do? Most people keep their powerful attention on, oh my God, there's no good jobs. I don't have enough money. Why does she get so much money? And why aren't I getting that money? We compare, we complain, we do everything, but get clear and then put our powerful consciousness, we're all powerful, everybody's powerful, on what it is we choose to create. In the passion test, the very first step of the passion test, and by the way, the passion test is one exercise after the other, after the other, after the other, that helps people get crystal clear on what they choose to create. And the very first step of the passion test is to write down a list of maybe 10, 15 of your passions. And we always say, when you write down, and all of you guys could do this today, make a list of your passions and write down, write down words along with your passions. Maybe it is you want to be an Olympic swimmer. Well, my life is ideal. I love being an Olympic, swimmer. Use words that are feeling words, because everything is energy. We feel everything, and then it goes deeper into the subconscious. So, you can start making your list today and use words that are like outrageous, fabulous, fantastic, to start getting clear. Even writing your list of 15 or 10 starts to get you clear. What do you care the most about? But in the passion test, what we do, we have this really cool elimination process that you and I are going to we'll touch on today. We'll give them a little taste, Roland, okay, with your 5 passions. I'll take you through, and everybody can see a little bit more about Roland. But this is it. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be someone who's just like a leaf to the wind? That's what you're like if you're not clear about what you choose to create. Or do you want to be like a samurai? A samurai is clear. They got it. I'm good to go. My attention is on what I choose to create. And I don't waste my time or my thinking on thoughts that aren't serving me. I'm always focused on choosing what I choose to create. And this is the second part of the formula, attention. And then we tell everybody, strike like lightning, in all directions. Once you know what you want to create, then do everything you know to do. I mean, absolutely everything you know to do in the direction of that passion. And what you'll notice is some doors open and some doors don't. But it doesn't matter about the ones that don't open. They're not supposed to open. How come you know that? They're not opening. Walk through the doors that are opening. That's your gift. Every moment's a gift. Every single moment's a gift. But when we're contracted, or when we're feeling sorry for ourselves and we're comparing ourselves, that's a contracted state. And when we're contracted, then we're not open to what's appearing now. So we want a secret to living a passionate life is to stay open. Because when you're open, you have awareness of the gifts that are always coming to us. Every moment, everything is always working for us, not against us. But it's your choice whether you're open to that or not. And then the third step of the formula is no tension. Roland, let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted something so much that you strained on it? That, like you wanted it so much bad, you did everything you knew to do, and then you kept doing more? You just want to make sure, I'm going to make sure this happens. Have you ever done that?
I have.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm the, Energizer bunny, and but I would run myself right into the ground with it. And then I would be contracted. And then guess what? I don't see the gifts. So the no tension part is all about once you know, okay, I'm there. I'm good to go. I know, I've done everything I can do. The third part of the formula is to surrender. And you know what? That's the hardest part for all of us, because usually we're driven by, I got to have this now, moment, and we have a lot of fear around that. So that's why we, kind of like strain on what we're up to. But the surrender part, the letting go, and saying this is something better. Because here's the reality, and we all know this. We're not the general manager of the universe. The general manager of the universe may have a bigger plan than we can even conceive. And that's why we want to let go. And what I've seen is that this is the magic piece. This is like the sweet spot. This is where the people, the places, the things start to show up. Right now, and Roland knows this, right now I'm sitting in this retreat center. It's a health retreat center. I've been here for 2 weeks in San Diego. I'm doing a massive amount of green food. I'm infusing every part of me with green because it's really healthy, and getting tons of massage. I own a big company. I have over 2,000 passion test trainers worldwide. And I've got a ton going on. And tomorrow I'm going to Japan. But I took this time. This is my surrender. This is my no tension. And I got to tell you, Roland, more magical things. And it was hard for me. Oh no, but I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. More things. Thank God now today it's over. So that's why I'm on with you today. But I've had more great things happen in these 2 weeks because why? I created psychic space. Most of us are cluttering up everything with, so much stuff that there's no room for things to come in. And this is the third step of the formula. Intention, first step, clarity, attention, putting your powerful attention on what you choose to create, and no tension, letting go.
So knowing what you want, putting focus on it, and enjoying the process.
Good reframe. Good one. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's great. So what are the how to apply that in life? Because a lot of people, they understand and see it, but how do really people apply that in a way that it will work for them? What are some suggestions you have?
I love that question, and I know you're so brilliant, so I'm so happy to be here with you. There's a secret to living a passionate life, and I want all of you guys to tattoo this all over your arm, your leg, your head, so you don't forget, okay? It's whenever you are faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passion. Whenever you're faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passion. There's a survey that found that 70% of working Americans are not living a passionate life. Okay, those 70% are the ones that, wake up in the morning, turn on the news, get their cup of coffee, get dressed, do that thing, get in the car, turn on the news, get to work, talk about the news, go home, put their feet on the coffee table, get their, dinner, TV dinner, and turn on the news. And that's what they're filling their awareness with, right? Nothing wrong with news, but maybe 10 minutes a day is good to know what's going on and put your powerful consciousness on something good happening with it. But other than that, I don't know. It's all about, where are you putting your powerful attention? Are you putting your powerful attention on what you choose to create or what you don't choose to create? So look at the world. What is everyone putting their powerful attention on? And I'm creating a cosmic army. I call it a cosmic army because the passion test is not just a process. When you come to any of our programs, Roland, it's a lifestyle change. It's a major lifestyle change so that you're surrounded by people that are inspiring transformation through love and reminding everyone at every moment, just by their look, just by their smile. Keep your powerful attention on what you choose to create, and let's inspire each other's greatness to come out. That's what the passion test is all about. There's a book. It's called Success Built to Last. We call it the companion book to the passion test, and it's a big old book. And the authors, what they did was they interviewed all of these really successful people, super successful people like President Jimmy Carter and the great poet Maya Angelou and Michael Dell from Dell Computer, and the list goes on and on. And what they found in over 200 interviews was that people who had known success, but here's the thing, not only success, but long-standing success for over 20, 30, 40 years, had all made it a habit. And this yellow habit. It's just a habit. It's not that they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They had all made it a habit of consistently choosing in favor of the things that had greatest meaning for them. In other words, they were consistently choosing in favor of their passions. And they knew long-standing success because they didn't waste their time. They knew they were powerful, and they used their powerful consciousness to just create what they wanted. And so the secret to living a passionate life is massive. Whenever you're faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passion. But you first have to know, what am I passionate about? got to get clear. That's why I love the passion test. I mean, it's just people like Jack Canfield. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He has a program called Success Principles, and I think he's coming to Finland very soon, as a matter of fact. So you could hop over. And, Jack said after taking the passion test, it actually changed the way he lived his life, which I think is a huge thing because the guy is clear. The guy is super wealthy. The guy is, has a great family. You'd look at him and you thought, here's the guy who's living the dream. And yet, after taking the passion test, he said it changed the way he lived his life. And now he's incorporated the passion test into his program, Success Principles, which I'm really proud of.
So what are the biggest obstacles people face while they're pursuing their passions and dreams? And what do you consider the biggest obstacles?
I know you know the answer to that question. I know the answer to that question because, whenever I see one of those thoughts come in, I go cancel. But for most people, it's false beliefs, false ideas, or false concepts. In other words, the thought of I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not valuable enough, I'm not educated enough. And they let those thoughts rule the mind instead of this is what I choose to create. So one of the things in our passion test programs we do a whole program on undoing your limiting beliefs. Because when you're holding these limiting beliefs about yourself, and some of them are many subconscious, and so we bring them out. When you're holding those limiting beliefs, you can know what you're passionate about, but it's like driving down the highway of life and then you slam right into a brick wall. And that brick wall is your limiting beliefs, and it will stop you every time. So not only is it important for people to, understand what it is that they choose to create in their life, but it's also important for them to also understand and undo their limiting beliefs. So those beliefs aren't in the way and don't color and block their ability to live a passionate life. That is all that's there. I mean, Muhammad Ali, think about it. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I am the greatest. Man, the guy just, and if you read about him, he said he knew he wasn't the greatest, but he knew the power of saying, I am the greatest, and the more he kept that in his attention, that's what he became the greatest. Thoughts are powerful. What you put your attention on grows stronger.
The people, a lot of cases, they ask if I have so many different things that I'm passionate about, how do I choose, or how do I find out what is the one thing that I should be doing? What is my real true passion? So what is your take on that?
Yeah, the dilemma of all of us, right? Especially when you wake up to the reality that, wow, I could really have what I want. So what's really cool about the passion test is what I mentioned earlier, is that we have people take a list of 10 to 15 passions and then take them through this really simple elimination process to have you come up with your top 5 passions. And what's so wonderful about that is that kind of moves the space. You know what I mean? It gets rid of all your clutter, all this other stuff. And let me ask you, Roland, if you were living your top 5 passions full out, full tilt, yeah, go, yay, Roland, how would your life be?
It will be absolutely amazing. It would be fulfilling. I would be enjoying myself. I would be feeling good most of the time. And that's, those great feelings. And
so that's it. And the only reason people don't, as I said earlier, is I'm going to give you an example. Say you like golf, Roland. I don't know if you're married. Are you married?
No.
Got a girlfriend?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So let's pretend. We'll think about someone else. Okay, my brother. He's married. My brother loves to go kayaking. Loves. Yeah, it's probably one of his top passions. And So, and then his wife, Annie, who he adores, he loves his wife, Annie. And John, let's pretend that my brother John has a schedule to go on Saturday to go kayaking with his buddies. He's been looking forward to it for a month. So excited, scheduled it in. All the guys are good to go. They're, they've got the gear, they've got the kayaks, they've got the river. They're, yay, we're going. And then his wife, Annie, who he adores, comes up to him on Friday and says, Johnny, I love you, honey. And, I've really been missing you. And would it be okay, sweetheart, and the women always get that voice, could we spend the day tomorrow together? Because I've so needed time with you. We've been so busy together. And what do most people do? They choose in favor of, the fear is I won't be loved. If I do what I want to do, she won't think I love her and she won't love me, right? And so what do? We cave and we go, okay, hon. And then we're together the next day on Saturday. We told all our guys not coming. And where are we? We're on the lake or the river with the guys in the kayak in our mind. We're resentful that we're not in that dang kayak. And we're not really present with our wife. So one of the things that we teach in our passion test is all about, I love you and I love me. Choosing in favor of your passion, honey, I'd love to spend time with you. You are the love of my life. And, I'm so excited to go on Saturday. And you know how happy I am when I come home from that kayaking. I'm just in such a better mood. So why don't we spend the evening together and make a really romantic time out of it? That's an I love you, I love me. And so this is another reason why people cave, because they don't feel like they're worthy of choosing in favor of the things that they care most about. So what do? They choose in favor of what someone else wants of them. And Roland, can you think of when you do that? I can. Now I'm still working on that one. So you guys listening, I'm about a 9 in living a passionate life. My life rocks it, but I'm still getting there. So we're all on this together. And if you think that living a passionate life in that formula that I gave you, the secret, is easy, all right, here's my challenge. Get clear on what it is that you're passionate about, and then do it. And see if you can do it 100% with a ton of people around you that you absolutely 100% adore, care about, and just want to make sure is happy and, enjoying. It's a trip. That's my challenge.
Yeah, the challenge. This is also something that we got a lot of the question is like when you find the passion or what you're passionate about and how to stay on the course, because there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of setbacks coming, and how to stay on that course.
Roland, I just told you, you stay on it. I mean, you stay on it or you don't. Here's the thing. Sometimes you're not going to. And here's the deal. You're going to really learn sooner or later if that's really a passion, because every time you fall off, it's like falling out of a drunk. It's falling into a drunk, right? Being on the wagon and then bam, going out. You're going to not feel so good. And that's how we learn. That's nature's guidance, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. That's how. And sometimes, your passions will change. On my Facebook page right now, there's a story about how I wanted to be married immediately. I decided I wanted to be married immediately when I was first out and about, wanting to, training as a seminar leader. But one of the things I thought would help me would be married immediately. And dang it, you always get what you want. And I got married immediately. And an interesting thing happened. My ex's wife all of a sudden said, I need you to take the kids. And they were a 1.5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And in that moment, of being with these children, my passions changed immediately from being a transformational leader to being a mom. Immediately. And so you got to be open. It's about staying open. But what is so great is that your passions are like breadcrumbs. They're not your destiny. Your passions are like breadcrumbs that lead you onto the path of your destiny.
What are the breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs are, you know how you put down breadcrumbs or seeds for birds and they follow it and they eat, or chickens, right? Okay, well, that's what your passions are like. And they lead you, right? They lead you to the path of your destiny. But they're not your destiny. Your destiny is all about, what am I here to do? What are my gifts? What am I here to share? Your passions are the things you love and you care about the most that will lead you to that, which is, the thing that is going to be your greatest gifts. And so it's just about starting. You don't even have to have your passions perfectly. As a matter of fact, I tell people take the passion test every 2-3 times when they first take it, so that you're really clear. These are my 5. These are my 5. And then once you know, then you start to put your powerful attention on those things. And just be open to what is appearing now, because life is life. And as I said way earlier, the general manager of the universe may have a different track for us, but here's the cool thing. Every moment in our life is gearing us up for exactly the next thing. So there's no wasting any time. Don't think that if any of you are in a job that you're hating, the fastest way to get out of that job is to stop hating it and to start being grateful for where you are now. The test in our life, and this is the test, is to be open to gratitude and to be thankful. And that gratitude will get us out of that job faster than hating it. And that gratitude will also help us to realize why we're actually there. And those skills that you're learning in that job will always be there in the next thing that you want to do. And so no moment is ever wasted. So why grumble about the moment? And I would say instead, practice. I just wrote a book called Morrow Up. Morrow Up is this process that I learned from one of the largest small investors named Wahei Takeda in Japan. He just passed away. He's a billionaire. And he created this program called Morrow Up, and it's about seeing the good in all things. And in the passion test, that's what we practice too. It's part of the passion test. And he said he cured himself of 2 diseases by being thankful 1,000 times a day, just keeping his attention. And here's the thing, what's so cool, when you do that, you raise your vibration. What happens when you raise your vibration? By always being in gratitude? God, you're like a people magnet. Everybody wants to be around that happy person. Roland, I think you practice this because I love hanging with you. Are you into a gratitude? Do you do that? Do you practice looking at the good?
I do that regularly. I do it. Today I was coming from Finland to Estonia back and I was on the ferry feeling really grateful feelings like about having this opportunity, travel that much. That was like have been all the time my dream and having all those people in my life and all that. And so I just, when I'm doing that gratitude thing, it's just, this the energy in my body, and I just feel, so it's like, sometimes tears want to come out and all that. So it's, I have, more and more started doing that. And it's really, I feel that it's really, giving a lot to my life.
That is so sweet. I always think, Roland, that the general manager of the universe is like mom with chocolate chip cookies. My mom always loved to bake chocolate chip cookies. And, I always said, oh my God, those are so good. Can I have more? And she goes, oh, honey, yeah. Oh, honey, yeah. Well, the general manager is like that. And when you complain and when you're looking at your life in a negative and when you're always seeing what's wrong with others, there is no other out there. Everyone's a reflection of our own self. So, what you're putting out there is really what you're feeling inside about yourself, but that's a whole nother story altogether, but when you're, just saying thank you, then the general manager of the universe just like, oh my God, let's give them more. Let's give Roland more of that, more of that. That is so beautiful what you just said. I love that. Even that you come to tears. I know that feeling, and that's another practice that all of us can do. I do it when I'm in the shower. I'm just like, thank you, God, for my life. Thank you, God, for my friends. Thank you, God, for the passion test. And then I get to travel around the world. And then I've got a worldwide family. Thank you, God, for Roland. And I got a new buddy that, I just adore. So this is a great practice. And notice when you're being in gratitude, you can't be negative. A negative thought can't come in. And so what is that creating for you? And if you're in a place in your life where you can't get out of bed right now because you feel so awful, I was going to say crappy, but I never swear. Oops, I swear. You feel so awful, and you just like, yeah, man, this does not feel good. I hate my life. I hate my life. Lay there and start to think, what can you be grateful for, even if it's the smallest thing? Okay, I'm grateful I have breath. I'm grateful I have breath. I'm grateful my knees will carry me to the bathroom. Thank God. What am I grateful for? And start there. Start from wherever you are. And I promise you, it will bring you up. It will eventually bring you up. And it's, it doesn't cost anything, right? You guys, here's the thing that I see. We can get all this content, fabulous information. But we have to be the ones to put it to use, right? So this is our choice. This is our choice. And if you're on this call, it's because your soul called you to this call. You might have thought, God, I'm going to learn something about passion, but and it's more than that. This is your life. This is your life that is asking you to open yourself up to the fact that you're amazing and that you're fabulous and that you're important and you're worthy and that you have valuable gifts to share to the world, and that without you, we don't have it all. It's like we all are part of a beautiful orchestra, and we each have an instrument. And if one of those instruments is off, we don't exist in isolation, and it affects us all. So it's not just about you. It's about you affecting everyone else by how you're being. So this is about all of us in it together, doing our work, transforming the way the world is. And, we really need this cosmic army right now. And we all know it. The world is freaking rocking and rolling, and it's intense. I travel. I can tell you it is so intense now. On that plane going to, Istanbul or wherever, right? It's intense. And so let's do our part. The part we can do is be the teacher, living the teaching. Being the teacher, living the teaching is just simply starting with simple acts of gratitude, starting with simple acts of what do I care about, and starting to choose in favor of your passions. And even if your life is crazy and you have 20 kids and you go, I don't even have time, think about it. If you had 10 minutes a day that you focused on your little special passion, how would you treat your kids? A little bit better? Come on, this is about us showing up. And what are we teaching our kids when we're not? So, yeah, there you have it. I don't know why I went there. It probably was all the green drink, but it felt good.
It was great. Thank you. And one thing, Janet, that was grateful as well was having you in my life. So thank you. Thank you for...
I know, I almost started crying. It's like crazy, it's when you do that, and you do it sincerely, it so opens you. And what we're all looking for everyone to show up as we are, to be transparent and to really be, to be that person that we are. And that's what I feel is gratitude. You can't be fake when you've got tears running down your face. It's so cool.
Yeah, you can't to someone else's tears. Put that out.
Thank God.
Yeah. So, what do you have to tell to those people? Because there's also this kind of people out there who say that, well, I don't know, have any idea what is my passion. Like they think that they don't have passions, or something is wrong with them. What do you have to tell to those people?
Yeah. Wow. I've had those people. I've had those people in every country, and they're so precious. They're so precious because they've forgotten. And so I just say, start from where you are. I was giving the passion test many years ago in Miami to about 200 homeless women. This group called Butterflies of Hope had bussed in 200 homeless women to a 5-star hotel. This was so cool. They fed them on China. They gave them a massive amount of gifts. And then they asked me to come and be their speaker, transformational speaker. And, it was so cool when I was giving them the passion test. This, right from the very beginning, this one woman goes, I don't know what I'm passionate about. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. Is there anything right now in your life that you never want to have happen to you again, honey? And Roland, oh my God, the room, you could have dropped a pin, and there were about 500 people there. 200 people there. And all of a sudden, a little tear, and she goes, I never want to be homeless. And I said, okay, what's the opposite of homeless? I live in a beautiful home. And I said, sweetheart, passion is about being real and starting from where you are right now. So you start from where you are. And if you're so lost in yourself, if life has been so tough, and I'm going to tell you, I've been there, you guys. If you read my stories, I know what tough is. I had one of the toughest childhoods ever. I know tough. Now, I was like physically abused at 17 by my brother's 2 best friends. I know tough. But now you can sit with tough and obsess on that, or you can find the gift in that too. Because how do you know that moment had to happen? It happened. No mistakes. Never a mistake. And when you can reframe those moments, then you'll be able to see what the good is, only all of the time. So with this woman, Roland, when I said, what is it that you never want to have happen again? That was the beginning of her whole life changing. She got it. And what they all got, and I hammered it into them, you got to hammer it into some people, is that you're a co-creator of your universe. What you put your attention on grows stronger in your life. What you put your attention on grows stronger. So are you putting your attention on, I'm homeless, my life sucks, I've ruined my life, I'm a failure. You're still here. You have a breath to take. You can turn it around. One of my master trainers, she's almost a master trainer in my program. She's from Japan. She, from the time she was young, her father physically abused her. And really bad. And then she, it was so bad for her that, she thought, God, I can't stand this. What am I going to do? And then she got a job as a child actress, and she was so excited. She loved it. And it kind of like took her out of the hell that she'd been living in forever. And then one night her father came home and he beat her so bad, it ruined her face. And they took her out of the show, of her dream. And then she tried to commit suicide, not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times, but 4 times. And on the 4th time, she told me she stopped breathing for 11 seconds. And she still came back. And she thought, okay, you know, I'm supposed to be here. And she thought, what should I do? And she goes, well, I know money. I know money may make me happy. So she became really wealthy. She studied money and she became really wealthy. And then she realized, no, money is not making me happy. What am I to do? And then she thought, well, I'll take these courses on success. I'll take NLP, I'll take this, I'll take that. And the last course that she decided she was going to take to see if something would transform her life was the passion test. Now, here's the cool thing that happened. For 20 years, her boyfriend kept asking her, will you marry me? And she said, no, I don't love myself. 6 months ago, maybe 5 or 6 months ago, she announced to the Passion Test family in Japan and to myself, I'm married. And now she's becoming one of my top trainers. Because why? She put her attention on what she chooses to create. You know, you can't change what happened to you. And not only that, she is one of my most powerful trainers. And she has probably had anybody I know. And her mother, by the way, when she was young, couldn't stand her father beating her and didn't know what to do because women are very repressed in Japan. And so she left and lived with her family. So Nico, she was left with her father. She's given me permission to tell this story. She's telling it all over the world because the passion test changed her whole life. It's not just a formula. It's not just a secret. It's a major lifestyle change.
That's a great story. So you're talking about the passion test, and I think it will be great to, you know, we are not able to go the full passion test here because it's a longer process, but to give some first steps to get started, so everyone could do that at their home and get more clear on what are their true passions and how to really put that process in use. So I think we have prepared something here, but which I'm not really prepared for because we just did it before we started the call. So.
Oh, so what do you... hello, Roland. Come on. Okay, so here, everybody. When you take the passion test, and I hope you'll come somewhere where I'm going to be and actually take it with me because it's so fun. And I'm giving you a tip of it. Remember I said it's one exercise after the other, after the other, after the other. And the first step is getting clear. This is the first step. But then we find out, where are you in living a passionate life? We're not doing that today. And then we go to the deepest part of it, which is creating what we call markers that are guideposts or signposts that show how, you know, what happens when you're there. So you have this full picture of it. The clearer you are inside, if you have your Monet within, your Monet can be painted without. You know, so the clearer you are inside yourself, the faster you become a passionate magnet. So I asked Roland to write down on a sheet of paper 5 passions. Usually I told you it's usually 10, 15, but for time, we're just doing 5. And I said to him, write down at the top of your list, and you guys could get out a piece of paper and do this right now. When my life is ideal, I am. When my life is ideal, I am. And then I told him, okay, I want you to think of passions. I didn't even break it down. In the passion test, when you take it, we have you think about all the areas of your life that are important and make sure you have one passion in each area. Health, career, spirituality, fun, relationships, your environment, where you're living. You know, I said I lived in Italy, and I also live in Denmark. I have killer, beautiful environments. You know, what do you want to create for yourself? So Roland wrote down 5, and I said, I want to make sure, and this is something for you guys to remember, that you use words that are feeling words, like joyful and outstanding and fabulous. So, because everything is energy, it'll go deeper. And then I said, okay, now write your list. So Roland wrote 5 very quickly. I know, Roland, remember I said when you take the passion test, take it 2 or 3 times. So you were really great and a good sport. So here we go. So the first step of the passion test, I'm going to ask Roland a question. And it's just simply this. Roland, and I want you to answer me. And Roland, it's just a yes or no, leave out the story, okay? Are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay. So, Roland, which feels better? Being a joyful, and Roland, really drop into which feels better, not what you're doing now or what you're supposed to be doing or what's bringing you money, okay? Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Which feels better? Being a joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player, or inspiring people to bring out their potential by speaking on big stages?
First one.
Okay, which feels better? Joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player? And now I'm going to go to his number 3. Or being a most wanted marketing guru in the business world?
I think it's still the first one.
Okay, which feels better? Being a joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player, or strategic and big picture thinker who helps solve the biggest social issues in the world?
Which feels
He's hesitating. Okay, you guys, he's hesitating. When you hesitate, we tell them, go to question number 2. Roland, if you could be a joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player, but never be a strategic and big picture thinker who helps solve the biggest social issues in the world, or if you could be a strategic and big picture thinker who helps solve the biggest social issues in the world, but never a joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player, which feels better?
I think I will still go for the music.
Okay, Roland, which feels better? Being a joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player, now I'm going into his number 5, or having lots of fun as a fantastic dancer?
Still music.
So with Roland, with his 5 that he wrote, joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player is his number 1 passion. So Roland, that's where you need to put more attention on that, right? Because that brings you so much joy. So as much time as you can put to that, you will be filled with fullness, and that is going to explode into all these other areas. One thing, you guys, if Roland, as I went down his list, if Roland had said number 4 instead of number 1, when I said, okay, which is better, 1 or 4, and he said 4, then I would go from 4 to 5. I wouldn't go back up. You never go back up. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. If it's 7, then you don't, then you keep going down, right? You always go down. You never go up. But the bottom line is, you got to come and be with me or one of my trainers and really take the passion test to really get it. Because, you're going to get the full tilt. This is just a little tip of the iceberg. This taking Roland through his number 1. Do you want to see number 2, or do you think that's good?
Number 2, you mean like what's number 2 on the list?
I want to see what number 2 passion is, what your number 2 passion is.
Oh, let's find out.
Okay. We have time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Roland, which feels better? So we don't do number 1. Number 1 is number 1, joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player. Roland, I would, what I would add to that if it were mine? I would add joyful and outstanding singer and guitar player. Oh, I would be a Grammy award winner, joyful and outstanding singer. I would go, everything's just a thought. So go for the highest thought. What would be like whoa, God, I can't even think that would happen. What would be the best of the best? I win an Academy Award as doing what you love and getting those accolades is cool. It's not because of the accolades. It's because then you can do more of what you love. I bet you Academy Award winning guys, women and men, actors and actresses are really sought after a lot more than everybody else. Would you not agree, Roland? So, and I bet they get paid a ton more, right? And when you get paid a ton more, you have more time to, do whatever you want to do, which is sit on a boat or sit on the top of the mountain with your guitar and your beloved, and strum away, right?
That's true.
So make it outrageous, you guys. make it outrageous. You never know. You're not the general manager of the universe. Your only job is what? What do I care about? Your job is not the how. The how is the general manager of the universe's job. In other words, how the heck is that going to happen? Don't worry. That's not your job. Your job is to get clear. So, okay, Roland, let's go to number 2. Okay, Roland, which feels better? Inspiring people to bring out their potential by speaking on big stages, or most wanted marketing guru in business world?
Inspiring would be.
Okay, inspiring people, or number 4, a strategic and big picture thinker who helps solve the biggest social issues in the world?
I think it's still inspiring. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, inspiring people to bring out their potential by speaking on big stages, or having lots of fun as a fantastic dancer?
And I guess it's still inspiring. It seems like I would like you said don't put them in order, but it seems kind of, I still.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you, Roland. You've been listening to a lot of people right now who are talking about passion, right? And I bet the more you listen to them, the clearer you're getting. Am I right? Because it makes you think. That's what's so cool. It's contagious. This information is contagious, is that, it like becomes a virus. When you start to ask, what do I care about? What do I love? It starts to get clear. But you only made a list of 5. Let me tell you, brother, when you make a list of your 10 or your 15, it gets a lot trickier, right? You're not saying yes as fast. And when you have more time to think about it, I had you do this morning before I call. I said, Roland, just write down 5 passions that you have, right? You didn't really have much time. But when you really do, and they're all like, oh, if I can't have that one, right? Then I got to tell you, the elimination process, and we have 3 questions that we ask. The first one is, which feels better? The second one is, if you could have this but never this, or if you could have this but never this, which feels better? And the third one, we have you close your eyes and actually envision yourself doing that thing at a 10, and noticing that the other passion is nowhere in the picture, right? And then ask you, have you do the other with the other, and then which feels better? So that with those 3 questions, you've got a level of clarity that is like, yay. And that's power. That is power. When you really super know, and you know in your heart, this is it, and you just focus like a samurai. Action engages achievement. Action, here's what's really interesting, is that it's not doing the thing that gets the thing done. It's not doing. We are lost in doing. We are exhausted in doing. Consciousness is what moves the energy to get something done. It's consciousness. And that's why it's so important to have clarity.
Thank you. So I think this is a good thing to whoever you are here looking this webinar at the moment, this just to start with that process, find out, because this is all where it starts, when you clear what you want. And thank you, Janet, for sharing. I think there was a lot of so many valuable things that we got out. Even I was like many realizations that I kind of know that, but it's like, whoa, you said it so clearly, and it's like, well, now I really got it. So that's so thank you for that, Janet. And whoever wants to learn more about the Passion Test, Janet is out there. There's a lot of practitioners. You can find it more, and we'll let you know about more of that as well. So and maybe one day Janet will come to Estonia as well.
Is that an invitation, Roland?
Well, we'll see. Let the manager universe take care of that, and we'll see what happens.
That was funny. Okay, you guys, www.thepassiontest.com. You can take a survey to find out where you are right now in living a passionate life, and that'll open you up to the whole world of passion. So, Roland, thank you. And just lots of love to all of you.
Thank you, Janet, for being with us. Bye-bye.